Okay, the only thing I wanted to show you was that there's the undo button. Yeah, so the undo button is actually going into the features here. So you got all these different features, and they're all called fillet this and feature that and extrude whatever. I'm pretty sure I could go and call that whatever I wanted to call it. So this is actually the. I could go to there. I could rename it. Main body. Main body. Yeah. So I know which one it is. Yeah. If you got something that's really what's the word I'm looking for? Complex, then you might want to name these things as well. But I'm going to go to this sketch, the main sketch, yeah, and I'm actually going to go and change this. I'm going to edit it. At the moment, let's go to the top. At the moment, I've got it 70 millimeters by 30 millimeters. But what happens if I was to, I don't know, what happens if I made it 100? And what happens if I put a corner rectangle? I'm going to put a corner rectangle from there to there. I mean, this is just something ridiculous, yeah? And then I'm going to use this trim button, which I really like, and trim that off, I've actually got to click it twice because I'm clicking off the big square and the small square, so I've got to click it twice. And then I'm going to hit OK, and let's see what happens, because that's going to go all the way through to the very, very end. Let's see what happens. Oh, there you go. Look at that. Hey, that looks pretty good, actually. Wow. I didn't mean to do that. So that actually looks pretty good. If I made that a little bit shorter, that'd actually look really good. And I've got that curve, that fillet going through there, the fillet going all the way around there. So none of those things change. Yeah. If you do something that's completely weird and that doesn't work, what you'll probably find is you'll find that something down here will end up being in red, and it'll say something like, we can't, it will not compute, kind of thing. But I quite like that. In actual fact, I'm going to go to the extrude 3, fillet 3, fillet 1. Where's that? Where's my sketch 3? That's sketch 3, sketch 4. Where's sketch 2? I'm going to go to sketch 2. I'm going to edit sketch 2. And I'm going to draw another circle just kind of there because I can. And I wonder whether that's going to also fillet it as well. No. Can you see how it didn't fillet? It didn't push pull. Oh, no, that's because the extrude 2 only included that. So I'm going to need to edit that extrude as well. So it's that extrude and that extrude. So both of those. So I do those both. Yeah. And then that works. And then the fillet, which was that fillet there, which was called fillet number 3, I can go and edit that sketch as well. And I'm going to fillet that one and that one. Oh, I'm going to hit OK, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. Oh, that looks very cool, doesn't it? Yeah. So it filleted it all the way around. So I end up with this kind of thing as well. It's cool. Obviously, I didn't mean that, and obviously I was just playing around. Yeah. But you can see how just experimenting and being what's what I'm looking for, not being afraid to take to make a mistake, yeah, because there's always the undo button. Not being able to make a mistake, not being afraid about making a mistake means that you can probably create some really cool things. Yeah. When I send this through, I'd have to save this. Actually, it saves this automatically. Yeah. But I'd probably end up. I haven't worked this out yet, but I'd probably end up sharing this with me or with the 3D printer in the workshop, and then I would then go and open it up, and I would splice it, and I would send it through to the machine. But something about this size would probably take, let's say, less than an hour to print out. Yeah, something 8 millimeters thick. It wouldn't take very long to print out, but it does take time. Yeah, it takes a lot longer than what you initially think. So even small things like if you think about things on board games, each of the little pawns on a board game would probably take, half an hour to an hour to print each one of them out, which is why what I would try and do is I'd try and print out multiple ones at a time. So the job might last for 3 hours, but I've got 3 different jobs going at the same time. But that's something we can worry about later on. Yeah. So can you have a little play? Get good at using Onshape. Yeah. Find a project that you might like to create, and start from the start and see what you can learn. Yeah, because the only way you can learn how to use this or the best way of learning how to use these sorts of programs, and I know this from experience, is to have a project. Yeah. So I had a project a couple of years ago where I wanted to make a trip computer stand for my bicycle, and it took me months and months and months, but I got so good at using Fusion 360. Yeah. So the same thing for you. If you got a something that you'd like to make, don't just go to Thingiverse and rip something out of Thingiverse. What have you got that you could, what sort of problem have you got at home that you could solve using the 3D printer? Maybe it's a laptop recharger stand, or it's a cord tidy that goes at the back of your desk or something like that. Yeah. Have a think about some projects that you could maybe create using Onshape, and let's go and see what we can do about actually creating them. Okay, good luck.